take these blocks here. I'm going to get my turnbuckles all set up. So I'll start off with my turnbuckles, actual top of the retard here. And take note, I'm pushing the tension below the surface of the mold, because the mold isn't the exact same width as the thickness of the sides are. But I'm going to make it so it's tight. I'm not going to try to damage anything in doing this. You also want to make sure that these are tight. Like if you pluck the turnbuckle, you hear that note? You want something that's high. So now I'll check again. My center line is good. Center line is good. It's nice and centered. Then I'll take these waist cauls, MDF with a little 1/4-inch chisel section that the turnbuckles fit into quite nicely. And I'll tighten those. Again, you want to make sure that you don't have them up here. If you have them up here and you start pressing really hard, you'll push the middle of the waist in, top of the waist out, and you'll just crack it. So you got to be pretty careful to have it nicely balanced, but at the same time, high up enough that it doesn't touch the other turnbuckle below it. And look at that, checking for uniformity. It's pretty good. Let's see, I see no gaps here at all. I see a little bit of a gap here and here. I almost attempted to loosen off this and just tap it a little bit. That should be pretty okay. And just to make this that's pretty good. Get a little more. Oh, look at that, eh? Look at that. Don't succeed. Try again. That's pretty decent. Yeah. Good. So now, what I want to do is take my radius dish, and you want to basically replicate the radius. So what we can do is we can give a little bit of a visual inspection, because we're not going to have to take too much material off. If you want to take a look, there's just a little bit of a crevice underneath at the waist that has to come down. So this side is easier than the back because we don't have to cut the taper at this point. Basically what we're doing is we're making that flat surface radius so we can put a radius top on it. So what you can even do, sand for a little while, take a pencil, and just put the graphite or the lead on this wood here, the absolute edge of your rim. Color that all gray. I'll take the dish again. Sand a little bit more. I will now inspect. I'm going to check out where the graphite has gotten removed. Wherever the graphite has been sanded off by the dish, we'll take a plane. You can take your finger plane or a block plane and just shave a little bit off. This is one of the nice perks of having your toe block or toe heel block and your end block, having it quarter sawn with the grain going the same direction as your sides, because when you want to plane it, it's easy to plane. I used to have it so like some guitar companies have it going up and down, and when you want to plane that block, it's like not impossible, but you just get tear out, chip out, and it gets damaged pretty easily. This way it's a lot easier to shave down. Anywhere I can see that the dish has made contact, I'm just going to take a little bit off. Not too much, because if you take off too much, it'll make a mess. So, again, I'm going to sand this, or I'm going to color this in. And if you do it this way, and use your brain a little bit as opposed to using brute force, it can make a difference of like an hour or an hour and a half, especially when we're doing the back. Like this. Put a little weight on it. Try to have an even distribution of pressure. Inspect now, and I can see that it's removed all the pencil from here, 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 not here, hasn't touched there, touched a little bit there. It's touched almost my entire toe heel block. It's touched all the way around here. So I'm getting pretty far pretty quick. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than mark it up, I figure that this is probably the last planing pass I'll have to make. So I'm going to start off maybe to the right of the end block.
So you're planing all the areas that don't have pencil?
Playing areas that make contact, because the areas that make contact are the high points.
Oh, okay.
And I think that block is good. And right now I'm only taking off like, 10,000ths of an inch. Very, very little. And this should be pretty close. Very nice.